The Indian Navy is flexing its muscle in China's backyard. 3 Indian warships deployed in the South China Sea have made their latest pit stop in Manila as India and Philippines boost defense partnership against common foe China. The Indian Navy is steadily increasing its power projection in the most volatile geopolitical region in the world. Guided missile destroyer INS Delhi, fleet tanker INS Shakti, and anti-submarine warfare corvette INS Kiltan, all part of Indian Navy's Eastern Fleet, have been deployed in the Indo-Pacific as part of India's Look East policy. Not just Manila, these Indian warships made pit stops at other friendly countries on the way, including Singapore and Malaysia. The 3 Indian Navy ships' regional deployment was part of the first ever defense attaché sent by India to Manila on the 20th of May as part of a goodwill gesture. Aimed to strengthen the long-standing friendship and maritime cooperation, the navies of both the nations will refine tactics and interoperability, as well as hold subject matter expert exchange sessions over the next few days. Indian Navy Head of Mission Rear Admiral Rajesh Dhankar also revealed plans for a military exercise, saying, quote, Navy ships from both the countries will also take part in a maritime partnership exercise at sea. No doubt, Beijing will be keeping a close eye as India and the Philippines forge new alliances, including conducting naval drills in China's backyard. The naval deployment also took place after the Indian government reiterated its support to the Philippines for assertion of its legitimate territorial rights in the West Philippine Sea. It comes at a time when the Indian Navy is also closely monitoring Chinese satellite and missile tracking ships in the Indian Ocean region. Such Chinese surveillance activities have angered New Delhi. Apart from strengthening naval ties, India and Philippines are also stepping up to boost their overall defense partnership. India's delivery of the first batch of the land-launched version of BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles to the Philippines last month stands testament to it. India has indeed provided Philippines with a military asset which is the finest supersonic cruise missile in the world. With a speed of Mach 2.8, nearly thrice the speed of sound, the BrahMos can be launched from land, air and sea. With an aim of coastal defense from any Chinese miscalculation, the Indian BrahMos will boost Philippines' capability to deter any threat from China. New Delhi also moved closer to its goal of becoming an exporter of major defense hardware after decades of being the world's topmost arms importer. The $375 million BrahMos missile deals becomes a significant milestone in India achieving self-reliance and defense ecosystem. A joint venture between India's Defense Research and Development Organization or DRDO and Russia's NPO Mashinostroyea. India eyes BrahMos as a strategic game changer, as evident from the supersonic missiles deployment at the new Minicoy military base as well. This will give India an edge over monitoring invasive activities by China in the Indian Ocean. New Delhi sending defense attaché and exporting BrahMos missile to Manila cannot be just mere coincidence. The diplomatic move has been initiated by India amid growing friction between the Philippines and China. Observers say India is extending support to other nations which are victims of Chinese salami slicing tactics to bolster its own defense alliances in the West Philippine Sea region. There are various flashpoints which exist between Manila and Beijing. The former has accused Beijing of repeated military provocations in the South China Sea over the last few months. On April the 13th, a Philippine maritime research vessel was blocked by Chinese Coast Guard just 35 nautical miles away from its coast. China has also imposed unilateral restrictions on Manila's fishing activities in what is legally its own exclusive economic zone. The recent flare-ups between both the nations have been mainly over two disputed areas, the Scarborough Shoal and the Spratly Islands. These regions have become the epicenter of China widening its military posture and maritime claims to include areas traditionally claimed by the Philippines. China uses an imaginary 9-dash line in order to assert control over the Scarborough Shoal, a prime fishing region and resource-rich zone used by several countries, as well as the Second Thomas Shoal. Once again, the shoal falls under Philippines' exclusive economic zone. China has gone ahead to stop the Philippines' resupply to the Second Thomas Shoal by damaging the Filipino boats and injuring few crew members. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has reprimanded Beijing time and again, calling these attacks illegal, coercive, aggressive and dangerous. He has also warned Beijing of retaliatory measures. On the 5th of May, US Marines and Philippine military conducted a week-long Balikatan military exercise. The joint defense exercise brought together naval, air and ground forces of the Philippines and the United States, with Australia and France also joining some maneuvers. The maritime exercise ventured outside the territorial waters of the Philippines in a move engineered to send Beijing subtle reminders. The combat drills ventured deep into Philippines' exclusive economic zone, the territory claimed by China and designated by its imaginary 9-dash line. This means the Philippines too is explicitly beefing up defenses against the South China Sea threat. General Romeo Brawner, Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, told Nikkei Asia in January that they will focus on acquiring more ships, more aircraft and radars, unquote. Brawner said it will focus on developing the islands and other features that we are occupying to secure the EEZ. A few months ago, when India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar was in Manila, he extended India's support upholding the Philippines' sovereignty. His Philippine counterpart, Enrique Manalo, added that the two countries were exploring ways to maintain a free and peaceful Indo-Pacific. China, thus, is a clear common cause as India and the Philippines step up their military engagement. Philippines is aware that India is a close security partner of Manila's key strategic partners such as the United States, Japan and Australia. This makes it even more practical for the Philippines to strengthen ties with India. Have your say. Should the Indian Navy boost its footprint in the West Philippine Sea? And will India's presence in the South China Sea region be a game changer for Southeast Asia's China wars? Leave a comment below, hit the like button and remember to subscribe to InConnect News.